Well, welcome everyone to another video where we're going to look at the estimated value of a set of Flesh and Blood. Today we're going to be looking at Monarch, which now has an unlimited set as well. So we'll look at both Monarch Unlimited and Monarch First Edition. Before I get started, let me just show for myself a little bit. I do have a Patreon that gives you access to a collection tracker that utilizes all of this data, puts it into a collection tracker where you can track the value of your collection. It's got all the sets that you'll see this week. I'll have a video for each set, and every day when I do the video, the prices get updated automatically on your tracker. So you can see kind of week to week the value of your collection. It's a great way to kind of see a snapshot of your collection as well. And then I always love to shout out Mitch from Midtown Merchant. I really believe that Mitch has the best single store on the market, and Mitch is a good dude. Mitch has a promo code. If it's the first time you've used the promo code on this channel, the code is Be Kind. And if you're a patron, you get a discount code every month for 10% off of one order. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you to Mitch for doing that. And so if you want to sign up for the Patreon, it's just patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG, or you can go to KitchenTableTCG.com. And then I do also have a TCG affiliate link that is in the link of my description of my videos. So if you want to buy a booster box of Monarch Unlimited under minimum advertisable price, you can do so right here, and maybe LSS will do something about that and make sure that this doesn't happen anymore, because they need to be getting on with these people. I know that's like impossible. It's really a high expectation to have. Anyway, let's look at boxes. We'll call it 77. That's kind of minimum advertisable price. I think it's like 77.85 or something like that. That's kind of like the lowest price you're allowed to advertise for. This should not be. This is unlimited right now. We're still working through some kinks in the unlimited tracker. I mean, the kinks, everything works, but there's just a couple things that need to be cleaned up. Anyway, let's get in. So $77. We're going to see if we can beat this kind of price point here, and see if the cards in the packs are worth what the boxes are. Spoiler alert, cards are going to go down over the next couple weeks. But right now, great library of Solana. I think the sold listing I had for this, let's see if I can pull it up, for an unlimited 525, 600. I think there was another one on TCG Player for 550, and that's what I went with right now. So great library of Solana sitting at 550. So that's where we are for the Fable. There's nothing to compare anything to, so I'm just going to be telling you prices this week. Normally, we compare things, but we can't do that. So here we go. Vestige of Soul, we got at 135. A lot of this stuff's from TCG Player, eBay. A lot of these haven't really fluctuated into the markets that much. So keep in mind, I usually use TCG Player, Facebook, eBay, Discord, kind of a hodgepodge of all the locations. If I can't find, that's really distracting me. That's not even, if I can't find sold listings wherever. So Vestige of Soul at 135, a Phantasmal Footsteps at 155, a Valiant Dynamo at 165. This is where it gets kind of weird, because usually Phantasmal Footsteps is higher than the Dynamo, but maybe there just hasn't been enough sold of the Dynamo. Karen Husk at 115, Doomsday at 85, and Eclipse at 95. So keep a lookout on these prices. I really do believe that these will be fluxing a lot over the next week. So this is just a snapshot of the prices that I've seen on the market today. Sold listings kind of only is what I look at. Then there's no Majestic extended arts obviously in Unlimited that we are aware of. It just doesn't appear that those exist. The Majestic rainbow foils, these weapons seem to be holding a lot of money. I mean, a $90 weapon is really, really good. I don't know where that's going to end. Sorry, my eyes going crazy. I don't know where that's going to end, but that's the price this week. $90 for those. Heritage Erudition at 40, Arclight Sentinel at 10. I mean, these are all over the place. It's just like some are selling, some are not. It's kind of all over the place. Raiden at 68. So the rainbow foil, it'll be really interesting to see how this affects for crew too, the rainbow foils and that side of things. The other ones landing between 10 and 15, and then like the super playable ones like Celestial Cataclysm, which is going to be really playable in Classic Constructed for sure, at 45. Everything else is like 10 to 15. Then the lowest weapon is Hexagore at 27. Spill Blood hitting up to 17. Let's see, another Shadow at 8. Shadow of the Plasmafet, Shadow of Ursa at 18. I mean, keep in mind, these are going to move a lot. It depends on when you're looking at this video, I'm sure, but this is just a little snapshot of where the market is right now. Sonata Arconics, my personal favorite card in the set, at 28. Exude Confidence, just under 20. Nourishing Emptiness at 17. Average Rainbow Foil Majestic right now is sitting at $19.02. Okay. The regular Majestics, again, those kind of non-foil equipment cards sitting at around 15, 16 for Luminaris, 11 for Raiden. Your kind of high value cards. It's weird. Soul Shield sold for 11 on TCG Player. I mean, this stuff's kind of interesting. Celestial Cataclysm at 1350. Hexagore at 950. You know, you can kind of get a snapshot here. Dreads, the weapons are like $8 to $9. With the high ones being in the 16, 17. You know, it's still, all this stuff is still so fresh. So keep that all in mind. But your average Majestic would be cutting in at around $5.83, which is pretty good. I mean, that's again, I think everything's going to be a little bit high this week, honestly, as people kind of, the bottom hasn't been found. Rare Rainbow Foils. Again, on the rares and commons, I do just use TCG low because you can't just look up everyone. We're sitting at $3.81 for TCG low on the rare rainbow foils. Again, nothing really to talk about. This is going to be kind of a quick unlimited spiel here because there's just not much to talk about. The rares, not really important, but 32 cents there. Common rainbow foils, you know, here is the big issue. Excuse the weekly change percentage because it's just not pulling up anything because there's not enough data. But here's a real issue is the common rainbow foils, like these weapons are really high. That Halo of Illumination is weird. That must be a really good deal. I should pick that up for $1. But you know, this is TCG low, and a lot of these cards historically are like $3-4, and these are at 10 to 15. Now I have heard some people saying that these are not popping up in their packs, in their boxes. I've also heard people say that they're getting a lot in their boxes. So it seems like there might be some people who are getting some and some who are not. And so that might have something to do with the initial prices. But, you know, it seems like some of these prices on TCG low should be snapped up, like 40 cents Blood Drop Brocade. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm just sharing. I know usually what I do is I take these anomalies and I look them up and look up a sold listing, but because it's the first week, there's not a lot of sold listings. And so it's kind of like, let's let the whole thing find its course here. So keep that in mind if you're using the collection tracker. This week on unlimited pricing, things are moving around like crazy. So average is $4.10. Again, I mean, that's a lot for common rainbow foils. Commons, it doesn't really matter. All right, let's look at the EV calculation here. In a box, what you can expect to get is 6 Majestics, 1 foil Majestic, which is actually 2 foil Majestics. Sorry, that is updated. That should be 2. That's wrong. 2 foil Majestics. No, it's 1.25 is what 1.5. Yeah, 1.25 is what I go with. So that should be, sorry everyone, times 1.25. There you go. 41 rares, 5 foil rares, 1 in, this is already updated, 1.33 chance at hitting a legendary, and then the 140 chance at hitting a fable. Yeah, that number is right. All right, so that puts your EV calculation for these boxes at $140, which is very high when you're spending $70 on a box. So one of those two things, obviously singles prices are going to be the one that comes down. Box prices might dip into like the 85 range. They're not going to go above that, especially as they're coming out in waves. But singles prices at 140 obviously are pretty high. That puts your case EV at just under $500 too, which is a lot. And now I do want to say there has been some conversation of cases that are getting a lot of legendaries and cases that are getting no legendaries again. So just making sure you keep that in mind. If you don't hit a legendary or a fable, just the other cards, which is, you know, again, you're sitting at $88, which again, you're not going to get the amount of money per foil rare. You're not going to get the amount of money per, everything is inflated. So don't see those values as like a high end thing right now. But right now, I mean, I do think on a box average, if you get a legendary, you know, including all that, you would sit in the case right now. You'd be close to this 490. Again, minus some of the foil rare stuff and all that kind of thing. You understand what I'm saying. All right, let's go ahead then and head over to first edition because we have nothing to compare to last week. So let's go to first edition where we can compare some stuff and to see what's happening in the market. Sealed boxes, we'll call it 350 this week. It's interesting. The boxes are, they're all over the place. I'll pop it up. Monarch, a first edition sealed. I know I've been doing this a lot lately, guys. I've been just kind of rushed on getting these videos recorded. So like 320, 370, 355. That's what I'm talking about. All over the place. 375, 425. This is kind of earlier in the week. We were sitting at like the 375, 425, whatever. Whatever they are probably under 350 right now. They're probably at like the 350 range. This is going to scare some people. Boxes selling for like the 320 is going to add up. I'm going to call it 350 this week. We'll see what happens next week. I keep kind of saying that. I don't want to just lower the price to like the lowest sold or anything like that. That seems ridiculous. But 350 seems like where we're at right now. I know on Facebook it's been even hairier. People trading stuff at even lower. It's just, whew, we'll see what happens. Box prices at 350. You saw me pull up the Library of Solana. There was one that sold on eBay for 2,600. I'm also aware of multiple sold listings at 2,700, and that was even 2 weeks ago. I had a couple sold listings at 2,700, but it was, I put it at $3,000 those 2 weeks as a result of other sold listings publicly at $3,000. So 2,600 seems to be the going rate. I know there was also one that was like heavily off center that was sitting even like at 2,200 for a while. I don't even know if that one sold. I didn't really pay attention, but it seems like a really minty edition is still, you could get a little bit more than 2,600, but the market's a little weird on it right now, really unsure for sure. So 2,600 is what we're going with this week. And you can see if you bought a library back here at the beginning of the set, you are not feeling great right now. As we have lost from 6,500 all the way down to 2,500. The legendaries, I pulled up Phantasmal Footsteps for you. Phantasmal Footsteps at 535, at 450, at 425. Again, it depends on even this day. There's 3 different sold listings and price points for the Phantasmal Footsteps. So I kind of split the difference a little bit at 485. Vestige of Soul is lower at 400, Valiant Dynamo at 370, and this is where I was talking about where it kind of doesn't make sense in the unlimited spectra, but we'll kind of see what happens. Karen Husk at 400, and Doomsday at 285, and Eclipse at 300. I did want to bring up that somebody mentioned, is there some scared market ideas and these being these Doomsday cards that are specializations here, are investors not buying them as a result of people worrying about like if Levia ever gets retired as like a goes to the Hall of Fame or whatever it is, what would happen? I don't know if that's really the effect. I think people just don't like collecting things that they can't put on the field and they don't want to put them in their decks. So anyway, 373, 33 is your average. That is a 20% loss here on your legendaries. Cold foils, in the common world, a Halo of Illumination holding true at 155. That card is more resilient than most cards in this set. I'll be honest. That and the Footsteps are just super resilient. I mean, Footsteps has lost a lot of money, but Halo is probably even more resilient than Footsteps, honestly. Dreamweavers at 110, Gallantry Gold at 90, Hooves of the Shadow Beast at 100, Ebonfold, man, a couple sold listings at 85. That's starting to look like Hooves the other week, or it's just like, what is happening? Aether Ironweave. I've seen some people picking up some of these cold foils at like, they post them in my Discord at 75, 80, but then there's public sales also at like 100. So it's really hard to figure out like where to take the market in. So I try to kind of take all those numbers and compile them in my brain and come up with like a justifiable price that is middle ground on most of these. Blood Drop Brocade at 130, Stubby Hammers at 120, Time Skippers at 85. That one's always, that one's been soft a few times. The Ironhide Equipment, man, it's barely holding up over the $80 mark, $75, $80 mark. So those are super low. Your average common is sitting at 98, which is down 8%, which is less than a lot of the other things, right? Like 8% is down less than a lot of other things. Legendaries were down 20%, cold foil commons down 8%. So, whatever that means. Majestics though are down 23%. Luminaris down to $395. This was an auction. Auctions I always give a little extra weight to because that really lots of people had interest. Blah blah blah. This is the price. At $395 for the Luminaris. Radiant at $265. Hexagore at $255. Galaxy Black down to $725. Dread Scythe to $207. I mean, that's such a low price. Majestics are down 23%. Crazy. I mean, that's like in line with the legendaries, even a little bit less than the legendaries, but crazy world going on in the cold foils. All in all, your cold foils are down 18%. Your average majestic cold foil is $369.40. Your average common is $98.38, and your average cold foil is $173.67. Majestic Extended Arts, also down in the 20% range. Herald of Erudition at $520, Lumina Ascension at $335, and Mark of the Beast at $325. So the market is really, really taking another beating this week, specifically on Monarch. I don't know if that's the whole market. We'll kind of figure out the rest of the videos this week. We'll figure out is the whole market down this much again, or is it because of Unlimited? Is this the reaction to Unlimited? So your average is sitting at $393.33 for those extended arts, which doesn't make sense to me to be. So this is what, like, this one doesn't make sense to me to be connected to Unlimited because these cards are not in Unlimited. So I just want to throw that out there. The Majestic Rainbow Foils. You can see lots of similar pricing and then lots of cards going down a couple bucks. Let's see what the average is down 10%. So some cards are holding their own. Shadow Puppetry, Sonata Arcanics. Some of the cards that people actually kind of have some faith in are staying kind of where they thought. But some of the cards that aren't as popular are losing more value. So, Bolting Blade, it's just like... it is what it is. It's just kind of some cards are soft and some aren't. Phantasmaclasm down to 20. It's weird to see some things moving, like Deep-Rooted Evil going down to 9. Some things are moving and some things are not, and that's weird. Celestial Cataclysm, there was like a sold listing on eBay for 90. There's a couple on Facebook around that price, and then there's also a sold listing for 105 or something like that. So I didn't dip it from 100. You could probably pick one up for less than 100. Make sure, I always try to say this, make sure you're always using eBay sold listings, TCG sold listings, Facebook, like do your own research as well. This is a snapshot of today, and tomorrow the market could look completely different. So keep that in mind. So average is 28.15, which is down 10%. Then your Majestics, which is going to be really interesting to see. Average of $8.18, down 16%. I mean, you want to start thinking about like where Unlimited's going to fall. Like, it doesn't make any sense. What was your average from Unlimited? Your average from Unlimited was Majestics. Your average from Unlimited was 5. And Luminaris was 16. Your average here is 8 and Luminaris is 24. That does not bode well for me. Like, I don't believe in that. There's got to be something there. So unlimited prices, this is where I'm saying like unlimited prices are really high right now. That's my opinion. Also first edition price, I don't want to get into it. Anyway, 1818 is the average there. So the rare rainbow foils, remember on the rares and the commons, I just use TCG low. You're sitting at an average of $2.78, which is down 5%. The regular rares, oh, they took a beating. I wonder on this, so this is TCG low, 56%. I think what's happening is people are listing unlimited cards in place of first edition is what I'm guessing is happening here. We'll see where it gets next week. I'm guessing that that's what's happening. Either that's what's happening, or people are saying these aren't going to have any value, so let me lower the price to get something out of them. But this is TCG low again, which is what I use for first edition rares. So, I mean, it's not a huge difference, right? From your average is down 24%, but 56% is a lot. So, common rainbow foils. We like to talk about our good old, where is it? Where is it? Where's the talisman? Oh, well, blood tributes are still sitting at kind of where we said they would be, 15, 12, 28. Where's our talisman? Let me just search it. I don't remember what number it is. Talisman. Talisman's at $40. So it's down a little bit. Your rainbow foil commons are down 10% for an average of $2.08. All right, let's go ahead and look at our top 10 cards to gain value. In the foil slots, Who's the Shadow Piece went up $20 and gained 25%. Stubby Hammers went up $20 and gained 20%. And Guardian the Shadow Realm went up $2 and gained 15%. Dreadside, this is the non-foil gainers. Dreadside is up $2.80. This is for the non-foil, 18%. Raiden up 13%, and Tear Limb for Limb up a couple cents for 7%. And then the losing cards, the foils, Phantasmaclasm down 41%, Deep-Rooted Evil down 40%, and Tear Limb for Limb down 38%. So those majestic foils did take a beating with Unlimited being released. That's the guess there. And Shadow of Ursa non-foil down 58%, Soul Food down 40%, and Tome of Divinity down 37%. So it'll be interesting to see what else happens when when Unlimited's really kind of priced out and people really start picking up cards and deciding what they're doing. So let's look at the EV calc here. Your box EV is sitting at 401.43. Without a legendary, without a fable, you'd be sitting at 223.30. And your case EV is sitting at $1,225. So let's go ahead and pull up the EV chart here. 401.43. We are down 18% from last week. So that's it. Just a quick reminder, if you are looking for a collection tracker, head on over to KitchenTableTCG.com, where you can see my Patreon link, and make sure that you have yourself a great day. Shop at Midtown Merchant, and make sure you pick up some cards. I know he has a bunch of unlimited stuff there too. So hope you guys have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you, and thank you so much for watching the video.